everybody, I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be doing a games I've been playing recently episode. I haven't done one in quite some time, so let's get episode 2 rolling here. And afterwards, I will ask you guys again, remind you, let me know what you've been playing, because I'm kind of interested. Leave a comment below, or video response even, and I will definitely reply. I just want to hear what you guys are playing recently as well. The first game we have here is Final Fantasy Tactics Advance for the Game Boy Advance. I put about 6 hours into this, and for those of you that aren't aware, this is basically a grid-based RPG. So basically, you have all of your characters and the enemies on like a big game board kind of thing. And you basically move each character different spaces and attack each other. Each team kind of gets turns, and you go back and forth. It's a lot of fun, really, really addicting. And, these missions that you go on in the game can last anywhere from, 10 minutes to 40 minutes, however long it takes you. So it's just a lot of fun to kind of just pick up and play, and definitely a nice game to just take with you on the go, because you can actually save during missions. You don't have to complete them in order to save your progress. You can save right in the middle of your missions, and then, pause the progress, turn the game off, and come right back to it. So it's a lot of fun, an excellent RPG. I definitely recommend this one if you can find this one. Showing my Game Boy Advance a little bit more love, right here we have Dozer, a really excellent platformer for the Game Boy Advance, which is actually very inexpensive on Amazon right now. You can actually get this complete in the box new for, I believe, under $20 right now, which is definitely a great deal and well worth it. Now, Dozer was actually developed by Game Freak, and those Pokemon fanatics out there will know that Game Freak develops Pokemon as well. Now, this isn't Pokemon. I mean, this is a platformer through and through, but it is very enjoyable. And basically, you are this little girl in this drill suit, and you basically have to drill through the ground, the walls, etc., defeating these enemies and avoiding obstacles in order to get to the end of the level. And you also have to collect these 3 gears in each level, and each gear upgrades your drill suit that much more, so you can drill through and progress through the level. It's really fun, unique, very, very unique game, and it's not too difficult, although some of the bosses are pretty challenging. But it's a nice game and a nice little adventure, and like I said, it's pretty inexpensive, but well worth the money on Amazon. So check it out, guys, Dozer for the Game Boy Advance. Now, a series that I also loved on the Game Boy Advance, although there was only one game on the Game Boy Advance for it, that is Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Honestly, maybe my favorite game on the Game Boy Advance. But I never really got into the DS games. Not that I didn't like them, I just never played them. Although I did have Partners in Time, I just never started it until recently. I put about 5 hours into it. I'm enjoying it so far. I don't like it as much as Superstar Saga. I just feel like, well, first of all, I'll talk about the good stuff. The music is excellent. The dialogue is hysterical. I mean, the script is just genius, honestly. And, it definitely has the charm that Superstar Saga has. Right when I turned it on, I just noticed the charm of the game, and it's awesome. I love that portion of it. But what I don't find as interesting is the gameplay. I'm about 5-6 hours into it, and I just don't feel like the gameplay is going to expand much beyond what it has, because after 6 hours it really hasn't. And I know the game only takes about 15 hours to complete, and if it hasn't expanded much now, I don't see it doing so much, as the game progresses. But, nonetheless, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to complete it because I do enjoy the game, and just the dialogue itself is well worth it. And the game looks phenomenal. For an early DS game, I'm really impressed with the visuals and graphics, and just the color scheme on this game. It looks really fantastic. So if you guys don't have Partners in Time, check it out. But if you've never played any of the Mario and Luigi games, I'd strongly recommend that you start with Superstar Saga on the Game Boy Advance. It is one of my favorite games on the GBA, and it's one of my favorite RPGs of all time. It's very, very fun. And like I said, the dialogue is hysterical. Now, I was in the retro mood to go back and play, a side-scrolling 2D Mario. So I picked up Super Mario World and shoved it into my Super Nintendo, or my Retro Duo, and I started playing this. I got through just a few worlds, and it is just so much fun. I mean, the music is great. Obviously, the addition of Yoshi in this one is just excellent. It's a lot of fun. And I never completed this on the Super Nintendo. I completed it on the Game Boy as Super Mario Advance 2 Super Mario World. So I'm hoping to play through this and beat this before I go to college. But it's an excellent game. I'm sure most of you guys have experienced this game. But if you haven't, definitely try and check it out. And if you don't have a Super Nintendo, it's available on the Game Boy Advance or Wii Virtual Console. So definitely check out Super Mario World. Now, part of my summer backlog of games that I wanted to try and get to, I actually did end up getting to this one, and that is Resident Evil 4. Originally, I beat this on the Wii, so I wanted to play through it on the PlayStation 2, see if there were any minor differences. I don't believe I saw any. Maybe a few different weapons. I'm not even entirely sure. But I played through it. It took me about 15 hours. It is just excellent. It is my favorite Resident Evil game. I know a lot of people give it, some gripe because it's not so much a survival horror game as much as it is an action game. But I still love the game. I think it's fantastic. And the fact that at the end of the game you can continue playing through the game over again with your same weapons without having to restart, I think that's excellent. It's basically like New Game Plus for Chrono Trigger. So for those of you that haven't played Resident Evil 4, personally I feel like you get the best experience out of it on the Wii version just because you get to use the pointer controls, and I found it to be very fun doing that. But if you're more of a controller-based gamer, definitely try out Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube or the PlayStation 2. I'm sure both versions will suffice, and it's an excellent game. My favorite Resident Evil. Now, the last game here that I have been playing recently is actually a compilation of games that was retailing at $30, but I was able to pick it up for $10 on sale at Best Buy, which is a bargain considering one of these games goes for $15 alone on the Xbox Live Arcade. And that is the Xbox Triple Pack. Now, this includes Limbo, Trials HD, and Splosion Man. Limbo and Splosion Man are both 2D platformers, side-scrolling platformers, and Trials HD is kind of like a motocross based game, which I didn't have any interest in, but actually it's really cool. It's basically reminds me of like a Flash game that you would just play on the computer. It's just really fun. But Limbo I actually already completed, and it was excellent. Just these really eerie looking designed levels. It's all black and white. There's hardly any music, there's hardly any sound at all. There's no music playing. So it just really sets the mood. It creeps you out. Definitely play this game in the dark. It was just so excellent. And just these crazy looking deaths. It's definitely a trial and error game. You'll die numerous times, but it has a very generous checkpoint system, so you don't have to go back to the start of a level. Right when you die, you basically start right before falling into that trap, so it's really fun. And I really enjoyed it. So if you guys haven't experienced any of these games, or even if you've just played one, I would definitely try and pick this up if you can find it on sale. I don't believe it's worth the $30, but if you can find it for $20 or less, I'd say go for it. I have a lot of fun with it so far, and definitely has a lot of replays. So that's everything I've been playing recently, everyone. Let me know what you've been playing. I'm curious to hear your thoughts and what you guys have been playing. Leave a comment below or even a video response, and I'll try and get back to you. Thanks for watching, everyone.